Jay here for Stretford, Paddock, and this is the Manchester United Women's Podcast. Joining me are two of the biggest football fans you'll ever meet. Natalie B, the infamous Natalie B, the leader of the Barmy Army.
We're back again.
She's there, and obviously my good friend David Pritt. We're doing another video, Dave. I've not seen you for months, then we end up doing two videos in the space of a few days.
Yeah,
Done the Academy preview as well.
Yeah, I think that went all right, apart from when Steve got the smoke bombs out.
Steve and Alison with smoke bombs. Just don't ask. Anyway, unlike the men's team, there's actually lots going on with the women's team, isn't there? I mean, it's all happening. Ex-players signing for City, new World Cup signing winners coming in. Just tell me a little bit about the last sort of 48 hours, what it's been like for you as a fan, and what's been happening as well for anyone who doesn't know.
A couple of months ago, it broke that Man United will be signing 2 World Cup winners. Christian Press, still waiting on that announcement. And Tobin Heath, who's a winger on the right wing, absolutely different class. Anyone who watched the Women's World Cup would have seen those USA stars tearing it up, and Tobin was one of them. And just today, it's just been announced she's signed. And a couple of hours before that, our ex-captains, when we, when we all started back in 2008, Scouser, Alex Greenwood, has signed for City. She left, she went to Lyon. We thought, fair enough, you've gone to one of the biggest women's clubs. Lyon won 5 Champions League in a row now, so fair enough, she's gone and done that. But then she's come back to England and gone to City, and obviously she got a load of stick on Twitter. People posting snakes, saying, who's this girl, what's she doing? Can't do that. So she's in the doghouse, but Tobin's here now. Tobin's going to teach her a thing or two, I think.
That's what I like to say. Positivity. I mean, listen, I'm not encouraging trolley or anything like that, but all I say is, you trust Scousers, that's what you get. Dave, what have you made of all the comings and goings? I know it's not necessarily going with Greenwood, but what have you made of what's been happening? Obviously, Nat's excited looking at the signings that have come in. What do you make of it? I know it's one signing at the time recording, confirmed. Yeah. We're waiting on the other one. But what do you make of that, and what difference is that going to make to Casey Stoney's side?
It's, for me, a massive signing, because we've already had 3 signings before this season. We had Lucy Staniforth, England international, who's a decent player. We have Fuso up front, who's little unknown, really, German striker. And on a battle from Spain, who was also a bit unknown, but she played the other day against Chelsea and was, for me, the player of the match. So this is the first, since we started, the first, outstanding signing where the equivalent of, I don't know, getting... Not
Messi.
Ronaldo, but yeah,
Messi,
big
Messi.
To be fair, to be fair, I thought Tobin was the player of the tournament at the last World Cup. So yeah, it is a big signing for us.
Just you mentioned there the Chelsea game. Nat, I'll go back to you. Talk us through that. I think it was 1-1 against the side, a very good side. What did you make of that game? What did you take from it?
Chelsea are champions at the minute. So we had about 5 injuries. They've just signed a really top international. Her name's Pernille Harder. She's one of the best strikers in the world. So they're ploughing loads of money in. Like the men's team, they've got 10, 20, quality internationals. And we're out here with 3 players. So we're thinking, and none of them could make the debut. Only Honor made her debut. But, we're out here struggling. And they've got all them. You're thinking, oh, God, what we're going to happen. But we really pushed. I think that's the first time I've seen United fight back properly. They went 1-0 down early in the first half. And in the second half, I think we just dominated Chelsea. To me, I think we were unlucky. Maybe we could have won. Dave might say different. But I think, it looked good. Looked good signs, good mentality, winning mentality, never give up. And like I said, it's the first time I've really seen that grit and determination from them. Not saying it wasn't there before, but it was just something you want to see from your United teams, Might be sort of, not underdogs, but, people were writing us off and then they come through, and Leah Galton came through, scored 1-1. We're quite happy with that. Now it's on to Birmingham on Sunday, and I hope we can get another 3 points, and, it's looking good. It's a better start this season than it was last year.
What's it been like for you? Because obviously you're part of the Barmy Army and the crowds and all. What's that been like? Because it's just, we're in this crazy time, and how's that been for you?
I hate it. I hate not being at stadiums. I hate not supporting the girls. I hate not seeing them. I mean, I was saying to Dave, we were in a pub watching it, and I said to him, if we were there, we would have won this. Because that's how you feel when you watch these girls. You feel like you do drive them on. I mean, I'm sure, in the Stretford End Roar, you can tell it lifts them. And us not being there, really hated it. But then obviously when you saw them celebrating when they scored, you think, shit, I want to be there too.
I know what you mean. It's like for the men's team, you know, when like I remember when Martial got his hat-trick and things like that, and you think I should be there. But I always think with the Barmy Army, and for anyone who doesn't know, that's the sort of the group of fans that support the Man United women. You're almost famous. You guys are. You're like, other fans talk about you all the time, moan about you for singing and songs and chanting. That's how pathetic they are. You know, the press are always talking about you. I've seen the sort of videos. You can hear you guys going berserk. You really do make a big difference. So that I'm not, you know, the argument, well, the opposition haven't got fans as well. It's flawed, isn't it? Because you guys are sort of famous for a reason. You make a big difference, and that's difficult.
And it's the opening home game of the season as well, so it's going to be. There would have been a lot of people there, especially with people not being to football for a while. Yeah. So yeah, I think probably made a massive difference. But I thought we started poorly in that game. I thought we were dreadful. And a player I was critical of last season, Jackie Cronin, she was our big signing last season. I've been critical of her, but she changed the game when she came on. We got a goal back. She assisted it. But you look at Chelsea. Imagine like they have an equivalent of Messi, Ronaldo, and Suarez on the bench. That's what they have, and they brought them all on, and they still can get another goal. So it was a massive result for us.
Where do you think the expectation is this season with Manchester United women's team? Sorry, do you think that they're going to be challenging at the top? Do you think it's one of those where you have to sort of temper them because you're buying obviously top quality players? Surely you're not saying to these players, come and play for United, and you know we're going to just make up the numbers. You must be giving them.
We've got to win, haven't we?
Yeah, you must be showing them ambition to say, come and play for us.
To be fair, with the signings we had, which were young players, unknown but supposedly good, I was thinking more or less the same as last season. Maybe, you know, between fifth, fourth, and third, really. But if we carry on signing the players that we signed today, I think we could go even further, get into that Champions League position, and who knows, could be in Europe next year.
I don't want to dwell too much on it. But it's worth mentioning because obviously she was a Manchester United player. What do you make of Greenwood going to Man City? What difference does that make, and how was that sat with you? Don't want to hurt you in that.
Stick me on the toes, but no, like, listen, I loved Greenwood. Everything she did, she was our captain. She was our catalyst kind of player.
Yeah.
She drove us forward. You know, when we were in the Championship, this team hadn't played together. So, you know, she's the only one that went to the World Cup out of that team. So, you know, I went to the World Cup and followed her sort of around France. So it was hard when she left. I really felt it more than I've probably ever felt any men's side, because you have that relationship. Like you said, the Barmy Army, it's talked about. She was talking about us saying that, you know, they're the best fans that I've ever played in front of. And I think it's because, like you say, not a lot of people were interested in women's football. And me, I just came over from Old Trafford, started to get into it. And, you know, I really they pulled me into that journey. So when she left, I was devastated, and then
one of the things as well. You obviously had a close relationship. She sorted us out with England tickets, things like that.
I seen your social media now, and it's like you're part of the firm. You're like practically sat in a dugout with him, and you and Casey Stone with your arms around each other, like discussing what changes to make.
But things like that, you know, when a player,
appreciate you.
Give us like England shirts as well, stuff like that, and so when they go, you feel he was.
I felt it more than I've ever felt any player. So obviously, seeing that she's going to City now, it's not what you want to see. But everyone's like, if anything, it sounds a bit, like you said, we're not encouraging trolling, but you're seeing people actually care. You're seeing people tweeting stuff that you think, oh, I'm surprised you're into women's football, but you see that she's gone to City and you're all on it now. You're all tweeting snakes.
You know what
to
United
her.
Fans are like, doesn't someone that goes to
City? That's what you want to see. I want people to have that energy.
Yeah.
Have that same energy, because, you know, when Tevez did it, everyone went mad. So it's
people
the same
lost
vibe.
their mind, didn't they, over the
it's
poster.
The same vibe. I mean, I'm not saying go outside her house, do this and the other, but it's the same vibe. I don't like it. She knows she's gonna come back and get stick. It was in the BBC article. She said, I'm expecting them to let me know this and that. I still got respect for them. Fair enough. I've got respect for her. She won us she got us promoted. But the way it all went down in the end, I just think, nah, like.
Do you think there was? Yeah. Do you think there was a long-term plan for her to go to City when she went to Leon, or do you think it just came about afterwards?
It's hard
because it sounds a bit like
it's hard to see her.
I can't go straight to from United to City. Maybe I'll go away for a season.
It's hard to see her in a City shirt, but I'm not that bothered because if we wanted her back, she'd have been back at United.
Well said. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Listen, I feel your pain. I remember when Paul Ince, when I was a kid, ended up at the Scousers and I was gutted. Broke my heart when he left United. I mean, it's changed now.
Good pundit though, isn't he?
Yeah, I think we'll move on.
Yeah.
What about the upcoming fixtures? What games are coming up?
So we got Birmingham next on Sunday, where should be a decent game for us.
Stop sitting on the fence, Nat. Tell us what you really think.
They were terrible last season. They've just got a new manager in, Sheffield's ex-manager, Carla Ward, who's close to United because we used to loan our players out there. So she's signed one of our ex-players as well, Molly Green. But yeah, we should just roll them over really. 5-0 plus.
5-0 plus. Tell you what, I wish I could say that about the men's team going into a game. You know what I mean? I don't ever feel that confident. What sort of players do you think this season? You mentioned there the new signing, another one on the horizon. You mentioned as well other players that stepped up. Who do you think could have a big season this season for the women's team? Who do you think is the one that you're really looking forward to over the next few months?
I think definitely Christian Press. I think she's the one. You know, if you watch the World Cup, you would have seen her scoring worldies. She believes she scored worldie against England. I think she is a top quality striker. I don't know her numbers, but I think she's got like something like 2-in-1 or kind of those kind of big numbers. So I think anyone needs to check out this women's team this season because I think they're going to be big contenders. I think we're definitely going to win a trophy, whether it's a Conti Cup, which is like the League Cup, or the FA Cup down at Wembley. And then, like Dave says, top 3 Champions League in Europe next year. It's going to be good for this team, and they're really putting money behind it, which you want to see. You want to see more effort and time into the women's team. So I'm excited for what's going to happen.
Just a disclaimer though, we haven't officially signed Press yet. But
what could possibly go wrong with Manchester United having a signing on the horizon? I just want to ask you a wider question about the women's team because one of the big, there's lots and lots of shames with the lockdown and everything else, but one of the biggest shames, we're talking about Nat and the Barmy Army and how that sort of every United fan's bought into that. We've seen you guys and what you do, and everyone's like, it's good to see, and it's a shame that that's been put on hold and stuff like that. But what have you made of the overall sort of atmosphere around the women's team? Do you think that more and more sort of United fans are getting on board with it? Do you feel that people are like, you know what, this is something to be proud of and get behind?
I think United are different to any other team because we're like 2 years old. Everyone's been more established, and it was always, there's a men's team supporters and then there's a women's team supporters, and that's how it was. Where when United came about, it was people who'd go and watch the men as well. Most people who have seen tickets for the women have seen tickets for the men. So they brought that atmosphere and that, when you're playing City, you want to batter him. If you're playing Liverpool, it's, you want to batter him. You're not friends with him, which a lot of other clubs didn't like.
I saw this. I saw this report in one of the papers. It might have been the now clickbait online blog, Manchester Evening News, formerly reputable paper, as Alison calls it. But it was like, United fans, women outrage or whatever. And I thought you'd have done something wrong. It was like they were singing anti-Liverpool and anti-City songs or whatever. And I'm like, is that not just football fans doing what football fans? Nothing offensive. It was just literally, the same Chancellor at Old Trafford.
You meet fans from other clubs who like it, but there's still they like it's their own league kind of thing, and they don't want to bring that in. Is that not
patronising that?
I think it is.
Because if I go to the football, or if I took my daughter to the football and they're chanting, I'm not going to say, no, don't do that.
Well, there's people who've been going 10 years plus who have always been used to everyone being friendly, sitting next to the Liverpool fan and stuff like that. And
a little bit
we
of
don't
vomit
want that.
Just came up in my throat. Whereas
when we've come along and we don't. We want like different allocation. We want in a different stand to him.
It feels very old school United. This. Do you remember that old school feeling of United? Like everyone hates us. We don't care. We're in this together. Do you know what I mean? And it's like it does. You do have a tight knit. And what's it been like for you now on this journey? Because I talk about this journey. You mentioned it earlier, and you've been there. And you've been sort of you meet some of these players. I've seen you, as I mentioned earlier. The fans. I've seen your fan cams. You've done a great job when we're Full Time Devils, getting all the fan cams, and I've seen the same people on them week in, week out. Just as passionate as I would see at Old Trafford. Yeah. I would see them devastated at a loss, absolutely buzzing at a win. This wasn't part-time fans just making up numbers. This is passionate fans. What's it been like for you?
The Barmy Army is growing. Every day it's growing. We're getting, over 10,000 views on like posts and stuff, things about this. Tobin's just dropped, it's got over 1,000 retweets. And I know like that's compared to the men's numbers, that might not be a lot, but I'm just seeing it grow and grow. Like you said, when we first doing the fan cams, it was me in a car just going down there. Now we're getting like 30-seater buses and 50-seater buses. Like Dave said, we're looking at doing like different stands to the an away ground sort of thing where we get our own stand, our own atmosphere. We can build it ourselves, and that's what you want. I know that's what these girls want as well. Like I said, you see me all cozying up to them, but they come to me and say, right, it's City tomorrow, you better be on them. We're playing Liverpool, what you're saying, and they're up for it. They're buzzing. They want to hear their songs. They want us to be chanting. They want rivalry. That's what it's going to be like in the women's game now. And I think you helping us out doing this, doing podcasts like this, just getting it out there, and like people realising like they don't have to be like laughing at women's football. It's just United. It's the badge. We all love it. So why can't we just all come together and just support it? You can still support the men and support the women and support the under-23s. Why not?
The thing now as well is with the signings we've made, and there's also signings that the other clubs have made. These big international stars coming in this league now, and the football's only going to get better and better. It's already at a great level for me. I mean, I watch all levels of football, and I wouldn't go if I didn't enjoy the football. It's been great, and now it's just going to get even better. And like I say, with the atmosphere growing, it's just like, imagine when you go to like these small FA Cup grounds, when you're drawn against someone, and you got the away end. It's only small, but everyone's rocking. That's what it's like when you go and play these games. It's worth doing. You need to come to an away game.
And mate, I'm an hypocrite because Natalie's gonna end up falling out with me because I've been saying this for about a year, haven't I?
Yeah.
And I keep saying it, and I'm like, I'm gonna come down to Leeds Sports Village, and I take my kids under 23s. I'm obviously seeing to get Old Trafford. I do need to go to a women's game when it comes back on. I'm honestly,
Well, you know what, Jay? Even if anyone can't come, just come when we play City away. That's what I'd say.
You can't get up for the derby.
come and let Greenwood know. You know, come and just let her know. That's it.
In a respectful manner, of course.
Yeah,
but
obviously.
Let her know that once you leave Manchester United and end up at Man City, doesn't matter what level it is, what sex you are. You know what I mean? You're gonna get a chance. That's all I say on that. What's it like? What do you think about the sort of the job that Casey Stoney's doing and the sort of the way the team's going and the pressures as well? Do you think that there's that sort of expectation because this is Manchester United, even though we're new, that we should be flying?
Yeah, I think she's doing a great job, but she may be held back by people above her who don't want to give her funds.
You're not in. You've got to know. This is MUTV, mate. If you want to slag the Glazers off, then the floor is yours, Senator. Believe me.
I just heard, just a whisper that until they get in the Champions League, that's where they'll start funding the team. But the thing is, to get in the Champions League, you've got to spend money.
Seems almost like the same mistakes are going on at the women's game, that are going on at the men's.
But with the signings we're currently making, we should be making that Champions League.
You can't sign 2 World Cup winners and then not expect an expectation. You know what I'm saying? That's a good
point, that. And it goes back to the whole thing. This isn't like, oh bless. It's Manchester United. I don't care whether it's the under-10s, the women's team, the men's team, the Rezzies, whatever, or the under-23s. You're expected. You hit the nail on the head now. You said about you wearing that badge. The fans expect it. They want to see players giving their all, and they are going to be angry when players end up at our rivals. That's part of the course, and as Alex Greenwood's rightly mentioned, she expects stick, and she's gonna get it. But looking sort of forward to, you've got the Birmingham game, got some other games coming up as well. What's it going to be like for you watching these games? Because you said earlier, you used to go to the games and everything, and now you've just got to sort of. So you just must be like itching now. Well, is there any sort of, because for the men's we've spoken about, there was a story at the time recording that Crystal Palace, United, there's this, to me it seems cockamamie, and I might be left with egg on my face here, but trying to get 12,000 fans in, can't see it happening. Then there's talk of it happening in October. What's it with the women's game?
Well,
is there any
what happened with the women's game,
there?
we were supposed to be at that game. Chelsea just gone, that was going to be one of the trials. But, because of this local lockdown, it all got shut down. Andy Burnham said no, this and that. We're ready to let people in.
I was almost going to say that. You started, didn't you? I was going to say, he's a Scouser.
But no, we're ready to let people in. And if this 1st of October thing, all the trials are going well, I don't know what's going to happen now with all this lockdown again. I don't know. But 1st of October, we're playing 3rd of October. I think we're playing Brighton. Yeah, so I think we'll definitely, hopefully, if all this goes well and fans are back in October, it'll be you can buy tickets. Everyone gets a season ticket now. I know they're selling season tickets. So if you are thinking about coming down, get your season ticket to make sure you're guaranteed.
Well, that's another thing as well. I mean, It's 40 quid for a season ticket. I think they've even
What?
I think they've even reduced it
A
because
season ticket?
there's a lot of people out there who don't have United season tickets. Just 40 quid, got yourself a season ticket. You can go to any game whenever you want.
And
And you got priority when this lockdown.
you mentioned there about when you go away as a United fan, and like you said about the cup game, you've got Yeovil or whoever, Cambridge, whatever, and you're in that little sort of away section, and you get that atmosphere, you get that sort of old school thing. You don't get that sort of feeling when you're at the bigger grounds.
No.
You're getting that
when
you're following the women's game and when you're with the Barmy Army and stuff, and that's something that people might. Now I think with everything that's gone on with lockdown, people missing the football. It's something you can embrace, and that I'm with you on that. And I want to come and get come and watch the women's game, and I'm hoping that more people will feel that as well. Because if it is only 12,000 fans in Old Trafford or whatever eventually, or you can't go back to full capacity, there's going to be people out there that want to watch football, and it's safe to say that again, I don't want to come across, but we're talking about elite level footballers, aren't we?
Yeah, they're quality players.
World Cup winners, for fuck's sake, you don't get much bigger.
I mean, whether they let away fans in for, I don't know. It's they're saying that in the men's game, aren't they? But whether they just keep it to everyone's season ticket holders only, that's why Dave says 40 quid. It's worth it. Even if you just want to come to a couple, just come down for the City and a little, Arsenal game. Just come.
Are you going to be there, you guys, when as soon as that opens? You're going to be the first for the.
If we're allowed to go, yeah, of course. I'll go football, mate.
Can't not.
You're like the leader of the Barmy Army and Mr. Never miss a game of football, no matter what, mate. I even saw you Paddock the other week, didn't I? That's how desperate we were. I used that joke on the Academy review. I use it again. And Nat, you're going to be doing fan cams when the fans are back in.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, can get you back on the fan cams, man, because I love the fan cams. I love the energy. I love the passion there.
Cheers.
Don't kid yourself, right? This isn't like, it's not the same. It is everything about it in terms of the passion, the enthusiasm, the rivalry. Mate, we've got players signing for City. Come on.
Can't let it happen.
Yeah, we can't be letting them off the hook with that one. Nat, where can people find you?
Natalie_17 on Twitter and NuttyNattyB. And then check out Barmy Army, MUFC on Twitter and on Instagram.
Make sure you do as well, because Nat's always updating there. She's always keeping you posted on what's going on, the latest news with his team, what's going on, and obviously when the games are coming and everything with that, and when fans are allowed back in a game, we'll have Nat there getting reaction, as you just said. So make sure you check out that. Dave, where are you? You're not doing any video. I asked you this before. You do videos. You went no.
Well, I just don't have the opportunity because I've not been going games. But yeah, you can just David J Pritt on Twitter and David Pritt on Instagram, or David Pritt on YouTube. But there's been no, go back and watch my old ones if you want. I've had some actually. Away day vlogs from the women's games on there, so
so it's good stuff.
Do you know what I love? Nat started doing vlogs. You doing vlogs where you did fan cams, and I just love Nat's like just going berserk basically.
That's before the games even started.
yeah, definitely.
And then just grabbing people like, come on, just give us a reaction. It's great. Honestly, it's mental, but it's great, and it's great to see, and just reminds you how much we all miss football. That's been Nat. That's been Dave. I've been Jay. This has been the Stretford Paddock MUFC Women's Podcast. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.